Porky's Phoney Express is a Warner Brothers Porky Pig cartoon from 1938, directed by Dalton and Carl Howard, written by Melvin Millar, with voices provided by Mel Blanc, Billy Bletcher, and Tex Avery. And I have to say, I honestly didn't find it to be very interesting. Porky Pig works in an office for the Pony Express, but he actually wants to be out riding and delivering the mail. And one day he actually gets the chance to do this, and when he goes out, he comes up against some Native American characters. And honestly, I will say no more. These characters are not great. The depictions of the Native American characters are very, very stereotypical, and the actual animation of the characters is not the worst that Warner Brothers has done, but I also don't think it was the best, to say the very least. And I just thought it was a little bit awkward, but it is a product of its time, and that's something, of course, that's worth remembering when watching it. But even if those depictions weren't that bad, I don't think the narrative was that fascinating. There were a couple of times when I cared about Porky, and I kind of thought, okay, I'm wanting you to be able to do this. I want you to ride the Pony Express. I want you to fulfill those dreams. But for the most part, the actual action just wasn't that fascinating, and I didn't think it was that engaging. The music was quite good at times, and I think it helped to keep the steady, quick pace. It is a very fast narrative. A lot does happen, credit where it's due, but I do find that most of what happens just isn't that interesting, at least to me personally. So I didn't love it. I'd recommend it only if you're a Porky Pig fan and you haven't seen it, because it's, if you're trying like me to watch every Porky Pig cartoon, there are some good moments. It's quite well animated as well. Maybe not the characters, but I think a lot of the quick scenes are very well animated, and I think that that's something that works in the cartoon's favor too. So it's not the worst thing in the world. There are some things that are worth praising, but it's also problematic in parts and is definitely a product of its time in a lot of ways. Worth watching if there's something that pulls you to it, such as watching every Porky Pig or even every Warner Brothers cartoon. But in general, I don't think you'd be missing out on much if you decided not to watch it.